Hello and welcome from inside Independence Community Ice, as it's going to be game one between the Oklahoma State Cowboys and Kansas Jayhawks. I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Richie Obaid for a Big 12 battle on the ice, as the Jayhawks head into this game 1-1 on the year after splitting with the Dordt Defenders last weekend. And then Oklahoma State coming in at 1-3. Their one win coming against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Storied program that obviously has gotten a lot weaker from the Razorbacks, but obviously a statement win from that series as well, as the Cowboys looking to bounce back after last weekend where they had a tough time with Drury, as the Panthers are a great D2 program. It's their second year. They did a lot of recruiting, so obviously the Cowboys come over to this side wanting to snap that skid, and then the Jayhawks, of course, wanted to bounce back from that Saturday game. And there are quite a few movements in that Jayhawk lineup, as Lance Medina and Griffin Barker are playing their first game of the season, and then Brett Siddons and Luke Nessa are back in, as those four players were out on that Saturday game. As we look at the starters for the Jayhawks, it's going to be none other than Brett Siddons at center, with Caleb Dussault and Tyler Nelson at his wing. And Tyler Nelson has had a phenomenal start to the season, as in just the 2 games played from last weekend, he already leads the conference in scoring as well the team. And then right behind him is Caleb Dussault, that Milwaukee Power connection. Again, 2 goals, 6 assists for the team captain wearing number 11. As we don't have a PA announcer, so that'll obviously shorten the pregame festivities just a little bit, as we're going to go ahead and get right into it, as both teams head back to the bench to get one final talk. Kansas ready to go. Oklahoma State breaks from their huddle, and momentarily we will be underway. Again, Gabe Daniel on the call, joined by Richie Obaid. Richie, what do the Jayhawks have to do to get the momentum going early?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, Gabe, to see how Brett Siddons is going to be able to come back after missing the second game last weekend and fit right back in with this group. Exactly the same with Lance Medina, too, as we were missing him last weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to fit in with this group and see you try to get 2 wins here against OSU.
As it's going to be Nelson, who lost control of the puck. It's back over to Zach Roberts, who's back at the blue line. He gets it up over to Siddons, and Siddons comes in at the right side. He'll take a shot sent wide, and off the rebound, the Cowboys will get it. As this lofted up into the air, it's going to be bouncing a puck. Blake Hearn gets there first, the other starting defenseman. He tries a backhand pass. That gets over to Siddons, and Siddons through center. As it's going to be Siddons cutting through center ice, still with it, getting through the Oklahoma State defense quite easy. As it's going to be Siddons trying to pass it up front, and it's going to be number 88, Zachary Jones with it. Jones tried a headman pass up over to number 16, Coulter Clevenger. And it looks like an early penalty here.
Yeah, Gabe, it looks like an early penalty here. And Brett Siddons already coming back, getting a shot on net, and trying to set up a pass right in the slot, but nothing came of it. Instead, we have a penalty, and the Jayhawks will be on a penalty kill to start this game with just 1 minute and 3 seconds in.
So it's going to be Luke Nessa, number 10, the freshman defenseman from Waconia, Minnesota, as the faceoff is won by the Cowboys, as they have it from the deep slot, trying to make a pass there, but the Jayhawks able to chip it right off the glass, and it goes all the way down. Racing back after it is going to be Jones. Now Jones back behind his own net, getting pressured there by Gerber. Got the puck over, and there's a big hit there along the penalty box glass by Zach Zadakis. Zadakis and Schubert switched numbers since last weekend, so Zadakis is now wearing number 18, and Schubert is back to number 17. As Levis, the starting goaltender for the Cowboys, left the puck back behind the net for Gibson Dew. Dew across to Thompson, the team captain. Thompson stops at the hash mark, so he'll cut under the goal line before trying to make a backhand pass around. As it's back over to Jones. Jones across to Dew. Dew, shot from the point, tipped on net. Miles kicked it away, and the puck finds its way over to Duso, who got it out of the zone. About 50 seconds to go on the penalty, handed out to Siddons. Is this going to be a headman pass up over to Colin Salter? Salter has it at the hash marks. Back over to Thompson. Thompson. Try to get it across over to Schubert. Now Schubert tried to get it up over to Nelson. There's a puck all the way up. And then Thompson will get it out for the Cowboys. This is going to be Jones. Trying to get it across, and then a little bit of a miscue there as it's thrown across. A sluggish start to this game for both teams as there's a shot there, kicked aside by Miles. Puck loose, and it looks like he will get on top of it for a whistle.
A great first minute 53 of killing for the Jugs right there. Tyler Nelson doing a great job of being all over the ice right there, trying to get pucks off sticks and just getting anything. That was a great first line on our kill right there to start this game, and you want something like that to build momentum as this game goes on, and a penalty kill can't do that as we still have 7 more seconds to kill.
So 17:03 left to go. Period number 1, still tied 0-0. And then Oklahoma State trying to make a little bit of a line change there, but referees had an issue with something there. Either way, the puck is dropped, and it looks like it'll be Hearn chipping it all the way back down. Levis comes out behind his own net. A backhand pass along the boards over to number 9. And the Cowboys get it out, but it's going to be Roberts interfering with that one. Hearn, a headman pass up over to Fantoni, chipped it into the zone. Levis settled it down with his stick. Now Barker out there on the ice trying to interfere with the play there. As it's going to be Owen with it now. Blake Owen for the Cowboys takes it under the goal line as the Cowboys with it. The Jayhawks now have it. Hearn. And a penalty called here.
It looks like there is a stoppage here. Not sure what it is.
It looked like there was going to be a penalty, but again, it's tough with the new setup we're having to deal with here. So 16-12 left to go, 0-0 our score. Shots are 2-1 in favor of Oklahoma State. Is this going to be Barker with it for the Jayhawks? And a one-time shot up front. Miles making the save there.
It's a great point-blank save right there from Mitch Miles. It's always good when you can see the puck coming all the way through, and his defenders did a great job of getting out of the way, allowing the puck to get to him, and he was just able to corral that for an easy save. This looks like there's something on Mitch Miles' equipment right now. Looking like they're just trying to get that all sorted out before the puck is dropped. With 15:58 left in this fast-moving first period so far here in Cable Dahmer.
As Schubert laid a hit back behind the net, the puck will go to the corner. Now it's going to be Breyer on it, trying to get it up over to Duso. Duso slapped it out. It's going to be a foot race for the puck, but it looks like it will go far enough for the icing.
Tyler Nelson had a chance there, but he was just being out to the puck right there, so his icing sending it all the way back in for a Jayhawk faceoff in their own defensive zone with 15:39 left in this first period. A faceoff win is key here to get this puck out of your zone back in neutral ice.
So it's going to be Nelson across to Duso. Duso coming in on the left side. Shot! Turned aside there by Levis, and the puck held in by Nessa. Nessa rips one, hit a man up front, and it'll be Thompson getting it out for the Cowboys. Thompson across to Lambo. Lambo lost control, so it's going to be Siddons trying to get it in. Now the Cowboys have it again, as it was Jones trying the headman pass. It gets up over to Lambo. Lambo in the corner. Pressured off the puck. Now it's going to be back to Owen. Owen trying to shot up front. And then the Jayhawks try to wrap it around. Instead, it'll be Siddons. He'll cut to the right wing. He'll wrap it around the boards. And it looks like Owen's going to get there first. Owen, cross-ice pass. It's intercepted there by Schubert. Now Schubert. Shot through traffic. Gloved by Levis. And another stoppage here, this time with 14:43 left to go.
It's a good shot right there by Zach Schubert, just trying to keep it in, get a face-off in your offensive zone. Also, too, good shots there by Caleb Dusso. Instead of just getting that rebound passing out, he was able to get a shot right back on and keep in the zone for another shot. So good little offensive push right there for the Jayhawks.
So the face-off was tied up. It looked like Gerber got a shot off. Now Medina caught the puck, put it right down, but it's going to be taken away by James Dunn. Now Dunn skating it in. At the top of the circle, he'll take a shot, sent wide to the corner. This is going to be up to Jack Gerber now. Gerber was able to get his head up in time to dodge a hit as the Cowboys dump it in. Miles behind his own net, settling it down. There's Van Heerden with it now. Headman pass intended for Medina. It's going to be taken away by the Cowboys, but it's going to be poked away by Zadakis, thrown to the corner for Gerber. Now Gerber, he's able to spin off. Now joining the corner battle is Zadakis. Zadakis tried to get the pass over to Vitullo, but it ends up skipping out of the zone, and it'll be Van Heerden on the puck, getting pressured in front of his own bench. Van Heerden able to backhand it up to Zadakis. Zadakis trying to fight it into the zone, but the Cowboys get it right out. Now Van Heerden across to Vitullo. Vitullo lost control there. Got it right back up to Gerber, who will tip it in, and a much-needed line change for the Jayhawks. As Spinelli had it. Got it out of the zone. Poked right back in by the Jayhawks. Now a battle along the boards, and it looks like jumping in to help out was Roberts. But the Cowboys able to get it out, as it's going to be Budnick with it. A shot up into the netting and out of play with 13:07 left to go.
Yeah, and a very fast-moving game here right here in this first period, Gabe. I wouldn't call it sloppy play because the defense is doing a good job in forcing passes and forcing pressure from the people that have the pucks on their sticks. So really good job both sides right now, just making sure the puck's always moving. A lot of people aren't getting time to set up and skate around. So good defensive game plan so far for both sides.
So it's going to be sent around off the face-off, and it looks like a saucer pass intended there, but it's going to be quickly dumped back in. Then the headman pass for Griffin. Barker had a little too much heat on it, so Griffin will just dump it in. As it's going to be behind the net for Levis, who left it for McLean. McLean making a move around Kearney. Now McLean has it through the neutral zone. He'll dump it into the corner. After the puck is Roberts. He'll chop it over to Hearn. As the Cowboys take it away, drop it back to the slot. Shot, save made by Miles. And we get another stoppage here.
A great save right there by Mitch Miles. His defense needed him to pick him up, and that's exactly what he did right there. Amazing save by Mitch Miles, and that's again, coming off that amazing performance last weekend. He's able to build on it here again. He's made amazing saves so far. He's 5 for 5 right now in saves.
So another Cowboy face-off win. The shot blocked up front. Looks like diving down to block it was Breyer, as it's a headman pass. Connects with Nelson. Nelson will head to the right side. Moving to the slot. Trying to pass it up front, and a save made there by Levis as Dusso nearly had the one-time opportunity. Then Breyer shoots, he scores! Travis Breyer, a one-time blast from the blue line. And it's the good guys with the 1-0 lead.
What a shot right there, Gabe. And that's exactly what this team needed to fire them up. A slapper from almost the blue line right there as it just sneaks in. And that play was made by Tyler Nelson coming in, gaining the zone and just putting pressure on this goal. He made an amazing save on the 1-tee from Caleb Duso, but he wasn't able to make the save right then, the slap shot from the blue line. 1-0 Jayhawks with 12:05 in the first period.
So right off the faceoff, it's going to be Duso up to Nelson. Nelson stops, waits, poked off the puck there. And then the Cowboys will try to skate it out. But quickly taking it back is going to be Nessa, who chipped it into the zone. Applying the pressure there was Siddons as it's held in by Nessa. Nessa now at the hash mark. He'll stop, he'll wait, and he'll get a pass across. Cranking one again was Breyer, but it's going to be turned aside there by Levis. As the Cowboys get it out, it's going to be Armstrong with it now. Armstrong pressured off the puck. Is this going to be Nessa battling in the corner? Got it over to Siddons. Siddons lost control, but got it right back behind his own net. So a headman pass up to Siddons, who got it up over to Duso. Duso cutting through, but quickly pressured off by a few Oklahoma State skaters. So Van Heerden off the board, trying to get it up to Nelson. Nelson lost his footing there. So the Cowboys get it right back. This is going to be dumped into the zone. Racing after it was Van Heerden behind his own net, and he'll button hook around before he's pressured in the corner. Backhand pass over to Schubert. Schubert ill-advised pass, but he was able to get it back. Now it's Adakis, a backhand pass intended for Medina, but the Cowboys get it right back. As it was a backhand shot up front, sent wide. Zadakis able to poke it away. As it's Van Heerden over to Medina, cross ice. As Zadakis has it now, able to get it in. Jayhawks had to get back on side, so it'll be number 46, Ethan Norman, chipping it in. So a cross ice pass save made there by Miles. About 10 minutes left to go here in the first period. Another save by Miles. He'll jump on top for a whistle. 1-0 our score through about 10 minutes, 3 seconds of play. Kansas really starting to gain a little bit of momentum here, but Oklahoma State really not letting the Jayhawks take it away.
Yeah, and those are great saves right there too, Gabe, by Mitch Miles. And the second save, actually, rebound was produced, and he was able to corral that back to himself for the stoppage. And I preach it all the time. A goalie has to be able to manage a game, and Mitch Miles did it right there.
So the Cowboys with it as they try to make a pass up front. It's going to be Nelson intercepting it. Nelson, backhand pass over to Hearn. Hearn, he'll head towards the hash marks, button hooking around, try to backhand pass, but it's going to be Nelson trying to hold the line, and he's able to do that, but the Cowboys able to squeak it right back out. So now Nelson with it again. As he's able to chip it into the zone. It'll wrap the boards around, back behind the net, so it'll be Jones picking it up, a headman pass up over to Corrales. And an diving block there by, I think that was Roberts, as the Jayhawks trying to get it out. So Roberts around over to Nelson. Nelson up over to Siddons. Now Siddons skating it in. Able to make a nifty move, going to the one hand, and unable to get anything off there. As Siddons wanted a call. He skated by the refs on his way out of the zone. As it's back over to Breyer. Breyer made it 1-0. 8:30 left to go. As it's the Cowboys with it, they dump it in around the boards. Breyer back on it for the Jayhawks. Headman pass intended for Barker, but it ends up going back over to Dunn. Glove down there and dumped in by the Hawks. It's going to be the Cowboys with it again. Over to Dunn. Up over to Owen. Owen on the left side in the corner. Pressured off there by Breyer. This is passed up over to Thompson. His shot sent wide. Held in there by Dew. Then a hit in the corner sent the helmet of Travis Breyer flying.
And once the helmet comes off, immediate stoppage. can't play this game without a helmet, folks.
So 7:47 left to go. A lot of back and forth play here, but Kansas leading 1-0. But Oklahoma State leading the shot column 7-6. So it looked like the face-off won by the Jayhawks. Medina got it right over to Gerber. Now Gerber able to make a move, but he's pressured off the puck there by Dewey. It's going to be number 8, Ansel, skating it in. And another penalty here on Kansas. And we're going to get a little bit of extracurriculars after. So another Oklahoma State power play.
Yeah, and this will be key for another kill from the Jayhawks. After their first kill, they were able to score pretty quickly. So it'll be very important for the Jayhawks to kill another penalty this game, go 2 for 2, and hopefully swing the momentum back to them. Because anytime you allow a penalty, the momentum automatically is shifted. But what do you do to shift it back? You kill a 2-minute power play.
So loose Van Heerden heads to the box, but a diving poke there by Michael Fantoni got the puck out of the zone, forcing Oklahoma State to regroup. This is going to be over to Malte Kuhn, who dumped it in for the Cowboys. As it's going to be Clevenger with it now. A shot through traffic, turned aside. The Cowboys still with it. To the deep slot, over to Jones. Jones will rip one right to Miles, and a save made.
Another good save right there by Mitch Miles. Again, like I said earlier, playing well off that first performance he had last Friday. He's 8 for 8 so far in this game. Is only 33 seconds he came off this penalty kill, but a good first shift so far in this PK unit for the Jayhawks, trying to shut down this aggressive OSU offense.
So another Cowboy face-off win as they start cycling the puck over to Dewey at the top near the blue line. Over to Budnick. And it looks like intercepting that one there was Nelson, who almost got it out. But the Cowboys doing a great job just holding it in. So Budnick, a backhand pass is going to be taken away there by Nelson. Nelson curling back around still with the puck. And he's pressured off. A backhand pass, ill-advised. The Miles will have to jump out on top of it. Lost control, and they score. So a flurry of chaos right in front of the net leads to an Oklahoma State goal. So just a lot of miscues there, and is now evened up at 1.
Yeah, and right there, Mitch Miles was trying to get a handle on that puck, and he was trying to stop it, coming around his post, wasn't able to handle it. Tyler Nelson was doing his best job right there, trying to get the puck, trying to get it out. But OSU was keeping up their aggressiveness they've had all game and forced a sloppy turnover.
So Gerber skates it in, a shot kicked away there by Levis as the Cowboys get it out. It's going to be Breyer off the board, sending it right back in, bouncing puck, and it's going to be Medina waltzing in. Pass up front to Gerber, shooting one, and a kick save by Levis, and it looks like a penalty called, and this time it'll be on Oklahoma State.
And it looks like the penalty is right there on that hit, right off that one-time shot that was saved. So this will be a big opportunity right now for the Jayhawks to go on the power play, something that last weekend was mightily successful, especially in that first game. Gabe, we saw goals about every time we're in the power play, so it'd be really nice that the Jayhawks could keep that up and bring this game back in favor as they're tied right now 1-1.
So Siddons at center with Zadakis and Nessa at the wing. Back at defense, it'll be Duso and Nelson. So the face-off won by the Jayhawks. Over to Nelson. Nelson waiting to do so. Back to Nelson. The Milwaukee power connection. Passing it back and forth as it's Nelson across over to Siddons. Siddons trying to center it for Nessa. And it looked like the net comes off. So we get a stoppage here with 5:27 left to go.
Yeah, and you can really tell some of these players that play together, like Tyler Nelson and Caleb Duso, as they're able to navigate this power play, weaving in and out of each other. Really good first attack. Unfortunately that the post did come off. It's Reigns right there, but Jokes will look to go right back on the attacker with a minute 39 left in the power play.
So it's going to be a battle in the corner. Siddons trying to fight for the puck. But the Cowboys able to get it away and out. So back on it is Nelson. Left it for Duso. Now Duso up over to Nelson, a cross-ice pass intended for Siddons. Now Siddons trying to find Nelson streaking through center, but it ends up finding its way over to Zadakis, who rips one kicked away by Levis. Now it's going to be McLean able to clear it out. Miles comes out. They still play it up. Cross-ice pass to Siddons. Siddons dumps it in. Now out settling it is Levis. As Dunn was able to clear it all the way back down. So about 43 seconds left to go on the Kansas power play. Oklahoma doing a really good job on the kill. So Duso across to Nelson. Nelson, a nice move near the neutral zone. And so he'll curl back around. Nelson, backhand pass over to Duso. Duso trying to find Medina for the tip in. Couldn't connect there as it's going to be Siddons on the rebound. Siddons drifting around. He'll try a shot short side. Medina on the rebound now, curling around the net. Medina to Nelson. Nelson now waiting. Nelson still with it. Across over to Duso. The Cowboys full strength as Duso try to shot through traffic and the net comes off again.
I saw a lot of good things on that little entry right there, Gabe. First off, Tyler Nelson, amazing job to get in the zone with the nifty move. And then Caleb Duso, like a quarterback out there running the power play, was trying to find the deflections, which they had a few that were stopped. But a lot of good things. Even though they did kill Oklahoma State as they've been aggressive and that led to their kill, there was still a lot of good things I saw on that power play for the Jayhawks that I would love to see in the rest of this game.
As it's dumped in, it's going to be Friedhoff trying to get it out from the corner as it's Fontanetta trying to center it here. As it's going to be taken away by Corrales. Ill-advised play up front, kicked away by Miles. Off the rebound, sprawling across, puck still loose. And a lucky break for Kansas right there. As the puck was still loose, off the boards and out. But it's going to go the length for an icing.
Yeah, again, of course, you never want to ice the puck, but right there, the Jayhawks certainly wanted to. There was, again, chaos in front of the net. We saw Mitch Miles diving left and right, players diving, making sure the puck would not get in their net. And luckily for the Jayhawks and for Mitch Miles, this game is still 1-1. However, we did ice the puck, so face off now in our defensive zone with 3:06 left in this first period. A 1-1, shots favoring the OSU Cowboys, 11-10.
So the Cowboys still cycling it as the Jayhawks able to get it out, a bouncing puck. Is this going to be Friedhoff with it now? Friedhoff shoots one, kicked away by Levis, but on the rebound is Carney. As he threw it back behind the net. Then a big hit there by Friedhoff. As he's using that big body hit to get the puck on net. It looks like Carney had it. Now Carney trying to battle for it. As it's going to be Roberts trying to get it in. Roberts trying to get it to the corner over to Fontanetta. Trying to send it out as it's kept in by Hearn. His shot right to the glove of Levis, and a stoppage here with 2:22 left to go in period number 1.
Good to see the Jayhawks matching the aggressiveness of the Cowboys so far. As a huge hit right there in the corner that was able to keep the puck in our zone as we were kept fighting, coming back and forth, getting a shot on for a stoppage. Now we get a face-off in our offensive zone with 2:22 left in the first period.
So that second line back out there for Kansas as Zadakis won the face-off over to Medina, but is quickly pressured there by Thompson. Now Zadakis got it over to Medina. Medina to the corner to Gerber. Gerber, a toe drag move, gets knocked down, but the puck right over to Medina, who finds it to Zadakis. Zadakis trying to get it to Gerber at center. And a wrister from the point by Nessa.
Good shot right there by Nessa. Just trying anything to get the puck on the goalie, see if a deflection, see if it can get through a hole, anything, trying to get this game 2-1. Another good shot from the Jayhawks. We are producing offense.
So the face-off won there by Oklahoma State. They get it over to Owen, who sent it out. Took a weird bounce off the board, so it'll end up going to Lambo, who tried to pass it back to his defenseman, but it's going to be McLean on it. McLean pressured off the puck. Medina couldn't quite get full control of it, so McLean dumps it in. Thrown to the corner for Lambo. Skating it up. The Jayhawks cross-ice pass intended for Gerber. Couldn't quite get full control, so Levis will settle it for McLean. McLean, headman pass, up over to Owen. But it's fluttered in to Miles, and he'll hold on to it for another whistle.
You know, Gabe, sometimes those saves are actually the hardest. When they just flutter in, they could always take a weird bounce off the ice. So good thing Mitch Miles was able to track that through the air the entire time, ricocheted off the ice, and made another great save to keep this game 1-1 with 1:21 left in the first period. Shots are now even at 12 apiece.
So 1-1 our score, just a little over a minute left to go here in the first period, as it'll be Zach Schubert with it. Behind his own net. He'll skate it up on the right side. And there's a big hit there right along the blue line. So it'll be Vatulov shooting that one in. Racing after it was Fantoni. As it's passed back around, this time over to Salter. Salter gets it over to Dunn. As it's dumped in, Miles settling it for Van Heerden. Van Heerden skating it up. Poked off the puck. The Jayhawks have to get back on side as it was dumped in and on net. As the Cowboys have it. Time for one last rush. Dumped all the way down, no icing, as on the puck for the Cowboys was Corrales. And it looks like another stoppage here.
Not sure what this is. The net might have came off. It looks like that is what happened. The net came off. So it's the third stoppage of this game so far for a net coming out of its post. With 12.5 seconds left in this first period.
So another shot from the point there by Dunn, kicked away by Miles. 6 seconds left to go. Dunn with it again, he'll rip one. Sailing wide, and that'll just about do it here for period number 1. Both teams skate off the ice, tied at 1. Shots in favor of Oklahoma State, 14-13. Again, I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Richie Obaid. We'll be back in just a little bit for period number 2. Welcome back for period number 2 inside Independence Community Ice. Both teams skating out, tied at 1. It was Kansas getting on the board first with a blast by Travis Breyer, but Oklahoma State capitalized on a Kansas turnover to tie it up at 1. It was a sloppy period for Kansas as they look to wake up just a little bit as period is underway, and it's going to be won back over by Oklahoma State before they quickly dump it in. It's going to be Hearn over to Zadakis, who tried to slap it across to Roberts, but it's going to be Lambo shooting it in. Now Zadakis going to work in the corner, gets it up over to Gerber. Gerber, a nice stick lift there, sends Lambo tumbling, and there's Roberts with a hit in front as it's going to be passed up over to Gerber. Cowboys able to chip it back in as it's going to be over to Roberts. Roberts behind his own net, waiting patiently for someone to be open. He'll cut over to the left side before a headman pass up over to Hearn, who tried to backhand it over to Zadakis. Zadakis now on the left side. Cut through center, a shot turned away by Levis as it was loose up front on the short side, and the Cowboys able to take it away. As it's going to be Miles with it. Left it for Breyer. Breyer up over to Gerber. Now Gerber through the neutral zone on the right side at the hash marks. Pressured off the puck there. Is this going to be a big hit there in the corner? Cowboys able to get the puck away from Medina. Try to headman pass, no icing. Mitch Miles wanted the icing either way, but it's going to be Breyer pressuring number 16 off the puck. That's Clevenger. A nice swat there by Miles. Sent the puck to the corner as Nessa's on it now. Nessa over to Siddons. Siddons up over to Duso. Duso left it for Nelson. Now Nelson turning on the Jets on the left side. He's going to try a backhand shot. Save made by Levis. And it's going to be held in by Breyer. Breyer got it over to Nelson. Nelson dodged the hit. He has it in the corner, back behind the net. Still with it, wrapping around. Nelson from the deep slot. He'll choose to bank it around the boards. Back behind the net. Looks like Siddons able to take it away. Siddons had it. Stripped of the puck there as the Cowboys now have it up on the left side. As it was dumped in. Chipped into the zone. As it'll be Luke Nessa picking it up from behind his own net. Headman pass. Up over to Nelson. Nelson on the right side. Tries to get it over to Duso. Now Duso back behind the net as the Cowboys take it away. Now Schubert able to poke it off. It's just going to be Budnick with it. Budnick pass it in the slot. Collision there. The Cowboys try to shot, blocked up front. It looks like Breyer might have blocked it, as it's going to be Salter with it. His shot sailing wide. Miles poked it back behind the net for Schubert. Schubert tried to wrap it out. Was able to clear, but couldn't get it out, as it was going to be Budnick with it. His shot from the point. Breyer able to poke it away, as it's going to be Duso with it now. Duso's headman pass up over to Nelson. Nelson stops, waits at the top of the hash marks. Now to the top of the circle, across over to Schubert, as it's going to be thrown into the corner. Siddons with it. Now Siddons to Van Heerden. A shot through traffic. Now off the rebound, it was Vitullo. So another slower start to the period for Kansas. Puck was played with a high stick, but it looks like the Cowboys played it, so it'll be nullified.
And with our first stoppage here, 16:27 left in the second period, very fast moving. Second period, both teams are just trying to get their momentum right now, trying to assert their dominance. It's been very back and forth. Both teams were able to assert a little bit of offensive time right there. Not many shots though. If I'm counting correctly, I'm only sure there's one shot so far in this period in the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
So another face-off win by the Jayhawks, as the Cowboys able to fight it out. They'll dump it all the way back. Now it's going to be Zach Schubert on it. Schubert across over to Vitullo, who knocked it down out of the air. Vitullo trying to get it back over to Schubert. Schubert getting knocked down to the corner. It's going to be Fantoni going in to help him out. as Vitullo has it. He'll curl around. Vitullo from back behind his own net. As he stops, he waits a little bit for a backhand pass. Holding the line there was number 46. That was Ethan Norman. Chipped into the corner. It'll be Van Heerden now. Van Heerden able to fight it off. As he's going to skate it down. As he gets it over to Vitullo, who played it off the boards to get it into the zone. As the puck's going to come all the way back, racing after it is Van Heerden. Van Heerden got there first. Played it with the backhand. Around over to Hearn, who dropped down to block a pass there, as it's going to be Lambo racing to the corner. Lost control as it's going to be Fantoni trying to get it across to Barker. Back to Fantoni. Cowboys got it back, dumped it right in. Van Heerden for the Jayhawks will have it. Van Heerden try to dump it off the boards, got it up over to Jack Herbert, and it looks like he's going to be offsides here.
Great hustle plays right there by Van Heerden, twice being able to hustle back and get the puck. Unfortunately, the puck will be coming back for a face-off in our own defensive zone, but great hustle so far from Van Heerden in the second period.
So 15:03 left to go, period number 2. It's been a little bit of a sluggish start for the Jayhawks as they're tied at 1. Oklahoma State leading the shot column 15-14, and looks like there was a penalty along that play, so Griffin Barker takes a seat for 2. The Oklahoma State power play back out onto the ice. They already have 1 goal so far on the evening as the Dacus won the face-off back over to Roberts, but a bank pass ends up going right back to the Cowboys, and a save made there by Miles.
Great glove save right there by Mitch Miles. Point-blank shot. They were able to win the face. We'll lose the face-off, then retain possession, have a wide-open shot. So great job by Mitch Miles getting his glove there, making a great save in the first 7 seconds of this very important penalty kill.
So 14:56 left to go here, period number 2. Still tied at 1, and a great block there by Nelson as he's going to race after the puck. Jayhawks could really look to him for an answer here. Is this going to be the Cowboys with it? They are on the power play for about the next minute 30. Pass over to Budnick, who tried to leave it for Lambo. Lambo backhanding it over to Dewey at the top of the blue line off the rebound. Miles making a miraculous save there. And a backhand pass by Budnick sent wide. Thompson back over to Lambo. Lambo to Thompson. Back to Lambo. Lambo in the corner. He'll walk up to the hash marks before finding it over to Thompson in the deep slot. This is going to be backhanded over to Owen now. Owen to Dewey. Poked off the puck there by Nelson. Over to Zadakis now. Zadakis up on the left wing. Tries a shot. Levis making the save there. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a melee there in the corner.
It looks like there will be a penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Zach Zadakis was taken out at the end of that play after OSU felt that he made a play on the goalie after the play was stopped. There's a little shorthanded breakaway for the Jayhawks right there.
You can see Zadakis got a little too close to Levis right there. And not taking too kindly to that was number 21, Thomas Lambo, but with that little altercation they had right there, they're just going to take them both. So Zach Zadakis also will head to the penalty box.
Yeah, we always talk about, Gabe, it's always important for these refs to manage the game, and in a moment like that, just take both. Makes the lives easier for everyone, making sure this game doesn't get out of hand.
And you can see assistant coach Chase Pruitt wasn't too happy with that one. He went to the front of the bench looking for an explanation from the referee. So the face-off won by the Cowboys. They'll try to pass it across. As it's a headman pass going all the way back. It'll be played aside by Miles. As it's Travis Breyer picking it up. Try to headman pass, but it's going to go all the way back, and this one will be an icing. So the linesman getting an earful from everybody on the ice or near it.
Yeah, right there looks like the ref forgot the situation. They just took both, meaning that the power play was still in effect. The OSU was still up a man. So right there on the clearing by the Jayhawks, that should not be an icing as the power play is still in effect. So very bad stoppage icing call right there from the linesman.
So the faceoff did take place at center ice once they realized their mistake, as it's going to be back over to Nessa, who tried to dump it out. 18 more seconds, and it looks like the linesmen learned their lesson as that one goes all the way back down. About 10 seconds left to go on the penalty, handed out to Griffin Barker. As the Cowboys have it in the neutral zone. This is going to be Corrales with it now. At the right side, he'll stop, he'll wait. Poked off the puck there by Siddons as they get it down under the goal line, but it's going to be up to Gerber. Now Gerber skating it down on the right wing. He's got Tyler Nelson with him. Gerber stops, waits, try to shot, blocked up front there as it's going to be wrapped around and sent out of the zone. Nice stick lift there by Siddons. Got the puck right over to Nessa, so the Jayhawks able to get it right back from below their own goal line. They got it up over to Nelson, who gets knocked down. This is, again, just back and forth play here. Thrown below the goal line. Luke Nessa for the Jayhawks. Off the boards, up to over to Tyler Nelson, who got it to Breyer. Breyer's headman pass intended for Siddons will go the length for an icing as we get the stoppage here with 12:13 left to go. Still tied at 1.
Very big penalty kill right there for the Jayhawks, and penalty kill led to Tyler Nelson coming out of the box and having a 2-on-1 situation, not able to capitalize. But again, momentum is huge in sports, especially like hockey. You get a penalty kill, and immediately momentum is shifted back to your side. So it'll be interesting the Jayhawks to be able to capitalize on a very huge penalty kill in the middle of the second period.
So right off the face-off, it looked like number 8, Cole Ansel, got a shot off, but it's going to be turned aside by Miles as the Jayhawks now try to get something going. It's going to be Nelson over to Siddons, a shot blockered away by Levis. On the rebound, it's going to be Salter. Holding the line there was Schubert, but it goes right to the tape of a Cowboy, and he'll get it right out. Is this going to be skated into the zone there by Budnick? A shot blocked away by Miles, and a lucky break there. Miles wasn't sure where the puck was at. Budnick had the rebound as it just grazed right through the crease, as it'll be sent over to Schubert. Got it to Duso. Duso to Nelson. Nelson. And it looks like it's going to be offsides here. Zadakis and Lambo both out of the box now.
Yeah, and let's just have a moment right there to talk about Mitch Miles. You know your pads are working when you don't even have to look to make saves. He makes that first save, doesn't know where the puck is at. It would happen to be right at his feet. OSU was able to take another shot, and Mitch Miles is looking completely away from the play. Pads make a save.
So the face-off won here by the Jayhawks. Back to Van Heerden, who chipped it into the zone. Levis left it back behind the net, but it's going to be taken away there by Barker. Wrapped it around. Looks like it's Fantoni getting it up to Van Heerden. Van Heerden tried to wrist it from the point, deflected up front. As the Jayhawks unable to hold it into the zone. Vitulo looks shaken up there as when he tried to get that deflection on, hit him in the area that hurt. So he'll head to the bench. Jack Gerber goes back out for him. As it's going to be up to Fantoni. Fantoni with it. He'll try a shot. Sailing wide. Trying to get on the puck was Barker. Van Heerden dumped it in. As it's going to be Gerber now. Gerber, a nice move. From the slot, Gerber gets hauled down. That's going to get called as it's thrown to the corner. So the Jayhawks head back to the power play. 10:37 left to go in period number 2.
This will be big again, as we talked about earlier when we went on the first power play of the game. The power play striked amazingly last weekend, so we need to be able to capitalize on the momentum that the power play was able to produce last weekend and bring into this game. In a 1-1 game, halfway through the second period. An early kill in this period, and now we get a power play. So let's see if we're able to capitalize right here and make this game 2-1. Again, 10:37 left in the second period, so the Jayhawks are up a man advantage.
Shots are 20-14 in favor of Oklahoma State, so Kansas could really utilize this power play to sort of get some momentum going their way. It's really seemed to be a lack of energy here. As right off the face-off, it's going to be the Oklahoma State Cowboys on a shorthanded break. A shot save made by Miles as it just barely grazes past him. Luckily, it went wide. So it's going to be Duso with it from behind his own net, and he'll get it up over to Nelson. Nelson cross ice over to Siddons. Siddons at the hash marks. He'll drop it back over to Duso. Duso, the team captain, to Nelson. Right back to Duso. Duso looking for an open lane. He'll take the shot through traffic, tipped up front, but sent to the corner. So off the rebound, it'll be Nelson. Nelson from the deep slot. He'll hand it off to Duso. Duso back to Nelson. Nelson waits again, shoots, and he scores! Tyler Nelson, 2-1 Jayhawks on the power play. A much needed sense of life for the Jayhawks now.
Huge goal right there by Tyler Nelson. Him and his line mate, Caleb Duser, were playing back and forth at the blue line the entire way, weaving in each other, coming around, playing back and forth, passing, and it leads to Tyler Nelson coming in, striking into the crease, and scoring a beautiful goal to make it 2-1. And again, this first line power play has been deadly so far. It is only the third game of the season, so a very small sample size, but it's been absolutely amazing there as Caleb Duso and Tyler Nelson both pick up more points in the season. They both lead the team in points.
So that is the 30th career goal for Tyler Nelson. Again, the last 2 seasons he did play at Waldorf College over in Iowa. There's a shot tipped up front there, but some great defense there by Zach Roberts as he was able to slap it to the other corner. Now Hearn on it. Hearn button hooks around, able to shake off Corrales. Now it's going to be Duso with that a headman pass up to Siddons. Siddons, see, he tries to make a toe drag move. Instead, he'll curl back, getting around one man. Got the puck over to Nelson. Nelson shaking off as the puck will get over to Duso. But it's going to be touched, and it looks like either a hand pass or offsides. Either way, we get the stoppage with 9:03 left to go here in period number 2.
Yeah, you can just see what a goal leading like that does to a team as the team is feeling nice. They were very energetic after that celebration. So you're actually looking at this momentum can be sustained and not just a short burst that we've seen at times. Hoping to sustain this and get the next goal as well in this game.
So it looks like the face-off won by Oklahoma State. They quickly chip it up, and it's going to go right to Hearn. Through center up to Gerber, and then a big open ice hit there on Hearn as the Cowboys trying to get it out. It's going to be sent back over. Roberts with it. Roberts, headman pass intended for Medina, but the Cowboys take it away. Thompson had a piece of it. It's going to be thrown back in where the Jayhawks get it. Now Roberts wraps it around over to Hearn. Hearn to Roberts. Saucer pass up to Medina. Medina tried to play it over to Gerber. Gerber backhands it into the corner as it wraps around over to Dunn. So Medina again trying to keep it in for the Jayhawks. Got it over to Zadekas, and Zadekas able to leave a little reverse hit there on Lambo as that got a little bit of a rise out of the Jayhawk bench. This is going to be Owen trying to center it. Puck fluttered up into the air, and on it was Budnick. Budnick to the point. Thrown back below for Ansel. Back to Budnick. Budnick trying to center. Ansel had a piece of it as he tries to pass it. It's held in from the point. Shot tipped through quite a few sticks up front. It's going to be Medina trying to play it away. The Jayhawks really need to get it out as it's going to be Nessa with it. And a stoppage here. And Medina wanting a call as that little altercation had his helmet come off, and we get the stoppage here. You could see the frustration.
Yeah, again, as he's calling that he had him in a headlock, and that's the reason why his bucket fell off, but no call. And again, I want to touch on something based on OSU's aggressiveness. Every time it seems they have chances, it always looks like chaos. It's very controlled chaos, but it's always chaos. They're just getting bodies to the net, they group together, and that's how they try to get their goals. So it'd be very interesting to see how in front of the net we'll be able to battle that in front of Mitch Miles.
So it looks like the faceoff won by Oklahoma State goes right over to Mitch Miles, and it's going to be covered up for a stoppage here.
good save right there by Mitch Miles. The puck just sneaked it on him right there, but still, quick reactions makes a good save off of the face-off. Yeah, Mitch Miles playing amazingly off that first weekend performance. Again, right now he has 22 saves on 23 shots faced.
So, face-off won by the Cowboys, but it's going to be Caleb Dusso skating it out. Dusso lost control of the puck at the neutral zone, but he's able to sort of get it right back over to Siddons. Now Siddons, shot through the slot and a save made by Levis.
Good shot right there by Siddons, just trying to get something going for himself after that amazing Game 1 performance he had again. Game 2 he was absent. We're just trying to build off that Game 1 performance right there. A good shot, eaten up by the goalie. But still, shots are good for the Jayhawks. Right now we're being outshot 6 shots, 23-17, OSU Cowboys leading.
So 7:05 left to go, period number 2. As a fan pass gets the puck right over to Brett Siddons. So he tried to wrap it around the boards, but the Cowboys able to intercept there, and they'll dump it down. Now it's going to be back over to Dusso, backhands it into the zone, so it's going to be taken away there by the Cowboys. As with it, it's going to be Corrales. Corrales across to Clevenger, a backhand shot, and he scores. So number 16, Coulter Clevenger, beats Mitch Miles with the backhand as we're now tied at 2 with 6:37 left to go in period number 2.
Mitch Miles just beaten by the backhand right there. Not much he can do, a great play. Showed a little frustration, banging the top of the post, but he's played an amazing game so far, and we're still even right here, 2 apiece.
As it's going to be number 9 with it. It's going to be Owen, a shot, and he scores. So all of the momentum now drained out of Kansas and picked up by Oklahoma State.
Mitch Miles just lets another one go right by him right there in the span of about 10 seconds. The Jayhawks will be very important if they can be able to shift it back in their favor. It's very, like I said in Game 1, it's very important to see how a team bounces back and battles back, so it'll be very important with a lot of time left in this game.
So a shot save kicked away by Miles. Puck was loose, and they score again. So Mitch Miles trying to signal for a timeout. And a much needed one here, as it is now 4-2.
As the momentum is completely shifting this building, the Cowboys look like they're having fun right now. There's 3 goals in the span of about 20 seconds, puts the Cowboys on top 4-2. As I'm just explaining that, it'll be very important to see how this team bounces back and battles back. Still, again, a lot of time left in this game. Have to lock down. Mitch Miles needs to stay in his net and in his head to make a comeback in this game.
Being a goalie is a mental game. You have to have a short memory, as the puck's going to come all the way back. Blake Hearn on it. Now Hearn from behind his own net gets it up over to Roberts. Roberts tried to leave it for Zadakis, but the Cowboys dump it right back in. As Hearn around over to Medina. Medina trying to find it over to Roberts. Got it out of the zone and a little too far. So the Cowboys try to dump it back the other way. Medina gets knocked down, but the puck ends up going to Zadakis. His shot a little high. Now Roberts forcing it back into the corner. It'll ride the boards around. Blake Hearn battling, trying to hold it in. As it's thrown back behind the Oklahoma State net. Now Roberts with a shot chipped up front, thrown back to the corner. Gerber lost the battle as the Cowboys now with it. The Cowboys try to headman pass, but intercepting that was Hearn. Hearn tried to send it back the other way. Now it's going to be Medina, lost control as the Cowboys skated in. It's going to be Ansel, shot off the backhand, blockered in the air by Miles, and a stoppage here, and a tripping call.
Looks like a trip is going to be called on Blake Hearn as he laid out just trying to get that puck off the crashing offender's stick right there, trying to save Mitch Miles from another tough save. It looks like he will be called for a trip as the Jayhawks will be back on the penalty kill.
So the penalty kill unit for the Jayhawks on defense, it'll be Luke Nessa and Travis Breyer. Up front, it'll be Caleb Dusso and Tyler Nelson. As the faceoff was won by the Jayhawks, but the Cowboys quickly get it right back. As Corrales with it now, back behind his own net. A nice defensive play there by Nessa, got it out, and he'll dump it all the way back. And Levis will come out to play it, as it's going to be left for Jones. Instead, it'll be played up. As Corrales with it now, trying to center it. Over to Clevenger. Lost control, he'll have to get it right back. Clevenger over to Corrales. Corrales skating it in, a short side shot, turned aside by Miles. Corrales with it again to Clevenger. Over to Jones. Jones across to Clevenger. As they have it at the deep slot. Over to Kuhn. The Cowboys doing a really good job cycling, creating all the traffic, and there's a nice save there by Miles. Now Kuhn with it again. Pressured in the corner there by Breyer. As it's going to be poked away there by Nelson, but held in by the Cowboys. Now Kuhn, a cross-ice pass over to Clevenger. Shot just sailed over the net. Breyer laying the body now. Kuhn, cross-ice pass on the back door. Clevenger couldn't connect. As the Cowboys doing a lot of pressuring here. As the Jayhawks got it out of the zone. A nice stick play there by Nelson prevented the Cowboys from getting the puck right away. It's a shot blocked up front by Breyer. It's going to be Nelson skating it out of the zone. Now Nelson on the right side. He's able to get the puck down, dodging a hit. As it's going to be the Cowboys with it, skating it down. Had a chance to catch Kansas on a bad line change, but either way, they'll be a little slow skating it down. Pressured off the puck there by Schubert was Jones, and a big hit by Lambo on Vitullo. As it's going to be Fantoni providing some pressure back behind the net. That forced a pass over to Lambo. Now Lambo over on the right side. Back behind the net. Lambo still with it. Backhanded it out of the zone. And it's going to be offsides by a mile on the Cowboys.
Very big kill right there by the Jayhawks as the OSU was in the zone for about a minute and 45 at least of that 2 minutes inside the zone. So very fortunate that a goal wasn't scored by the Cowboys. But one of the best plays on that penalty kill was actually Mitch Miles using his right arm pad to deflect the puck outside of the blue zone to make the Cowboys retreat. That was a huge moment to make them have to reset their offense and get back in the zone. So great kill by the Jayhawks. They're trying to flip momentum in this game.
So it's going to be Lambo with it. Lambo on the left side. A nice block there by Van Heerden. As it's going to be Owen picking it back up for the Cowboys as he tries to pass it to the center. Turned aside by Miles and held on to for a whistle.
It's good to see Mitch Miles still in this game, still making saves with his paddle, with his pads, with his everything. Just making saves, staying in this game. It's a very good sign that our goalie's head is still in this game. After giving up 3 goals so fast, it's very easy to get lost in all that and be completely taken out of this game. But Mitch Miles looks like he's still on his toes in this game. With 2:32 left in the second period, Jayhawks down 2.
So Thompson won the faceoff, back over to Owen. A shot boggled through traffic and sent behind the net where Roberts will slap it over to Medina. Medina, the headman pass, unable to connect with Jack Gerber right away, but he'll catch it after it bounces off the boards. And a nice little reverse hit there by Gerber as it's going to be held in by Roberts. Roberts flutters one through the point, gets knocked down, and the Cowboys skated out. But Gerber catching up, able to steal the puck there as he tried to use the boards to make a backhand pass. Puck was loose, thrown away by Hearn, as it's going to be Ansel with it. Now Hearn able to win that battle. He's going to backhand it up over to Gerber. Gerber, a nice nifty move, able to backhand pass it over to Medina. Now Medina waltzing in, lost control of the puck as he's going to be hit in the corner. Now Zadakis with it back behind the net, try to backhand pass up front. Gerber on the shot, right on the doorstep, turned aside there as the puck's going to come all the way down right to Miles. Miles try to get a head man pass, but it's going to be intercepted there by Budnick. Turnover up front, shot goes high over the net, but it's going to be held in there by the Cowboys. Another shot through traffic, covered by Miles. And Budnick testing Kansas a little bit, and he'll head right to the bench.
The second period has been spent a lot of time on our defensive zone. So I'm guessing Andy McConnell, head coach, will definitely be talking about that in the intermission break going into this third period. But it's very important for the Jayhawks to get out of this second period either still down 2 or at least get a goal back.
So it looks like the faceoff was won by the Cowboys again, as it's going to be thrown to the corner. Now Corrales on it. Corrales trying to pass it from back behind the net. It's going to be sent out of the zone, and racing after it will be Norman. So 1 minute left to go here in period number 2. A period that's been nothing but the Cowboys, as they have the 4-2 lead. So we're just under 50 seconds. The pass up front, saved by Miles, using the stick there. And it's going to be held in by Corrales. The wraparound shot blocked up front. Now Duso gets it out over to Nelson. The headman pass goes a little far, but Nelson able to catch right back up to it. Nelson trying to drop it back over to Siddons. Up to Duso, who shot it through the deep slot, and it's going to be sent back the other way by the Cowboys. Now Breyer dumping it in. 25 seconds left to go, as it's going to be Kuhn with it, trying to get it out for the Cowboys. As it's going to be held in by Barker. A shot just sent wide, and the Cowboys able to get it out. Breyer caught a stick up high. That's not going to get called. Breyer down and in pain. So Breyer's still down, and the referee's trying to discuss what happened.
Breyer is being tended to right now by the trainer on the ice. Cowboys are back by their bench, and the Jayhawks that were on the ice for the play are by Breyer, with one knee on the ice. So again, the linesmen are in center ice discussing what to call here if there is anything to call with 4.8 left in the second period. Looks like they have came up with some type of decision as linesmen have left each other. Looks like we'll be getting a call here shortly. Still no sign of anything on the scoreboard or from the linesman. Breyer is still down the ice with the trainer. Has yet to stand up.
He's at least sitting up.
He is at least sitting up finally. It's a very good sign. The captains of both respective clubs are talking to linesmen right now. Breyer is finally up to his skates, skating off with the trainer punched over at the moment.
Yeah, so definitely got caught up high. Not a good feeling, and obviously not a good thing for the Jayhawks. They're losing off one of their freshman defensemen that has been bringing as much energy as possible for this team, and obviously one of the goal scorers so far tonight, as Breyer had that impressive blast from the blue line earlier in the first period. So,
and I'm a little bit surprised here. It looks like there's nothing going to be called. Is every Jayhawk on the ice immediately? Yeah, it looks like nothing will be called. Every Jayhawk on the ice immediately touched their head, saying that it was an up high hit, but the linesman saw nothing. Still 5-on-5 hockey in the period.
So the faceoff was won back to Roberts. He'll just rag it and hang on to it, as that'll complete things for period number 2 from inside Independence Community Ice. It's the Cowboys skating off with a 4-2 lead. I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Richie Obaid. We'll be back in just a little bit for period number 3. back and getting geared up for period number 3. Oklahoma State heading back onto the ice with a 4-2 lead. The Jayhawks down but not out, as it was just a couple flurries of chaos in that second period that gave all the momentum to Oklahoma State. As right off the face-off, it's going to be won by the Cowboys, as they'll quickly dump it into the zone, racing after it. Zach Roberts, as he's able to put a reverse on Lambo. Lambo having to go pick up his stick. As it's going to be Zadeka skating it out of the zone. Got it to Gerber. Gerber chipped it into the Oklahoma State bench. And we get our first stoppage just about 20 seconds in.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the Jayhawks come out of the intermission break. If we're talking to head coach Andy McConnell, he knows this game is very doable. A comeback is very doable. This game is very winnable. It's about how bad the Jayhawks want it. So it'll be very interesting to see how fast we're moving in this first part of this third period.
So again, the face-off tied up. It looks like won by Kansas as Medina got it into the zone. And then McLean boggled it a little bit, so Levis had to settle it down. As it's going to be Thompson with it. Able to get it out, got it over to Owen, but it's going to be Zadakis skating it. And offsides on the Cowboys. So a little bit of back and forth just to start things off, but score still 4-2 through the first 40 seconds.
Already 2 stoppages within the first minute of the third period. We didn't get one until almost about 5 minutes elapsed in the second period, so already a different feel here in this third period. Players are racing the pucks, trying to dump pucks in.
So it's going to be Clevenger shooting one in, blocked up front, and it's going to be the Jayhawks skating it out. As it's going to be Breyer who dumped it in. Breyer did go down in a little bit of pain last period. So good to see that he's able to shake all of that off and get right back out there. As it's going to be Corrales. Lost control, short side shot. It was loose in the crease, and the Jayhawks get it out. So Oklahoma State almost made it a 3-goal game as it was dumped in. The Jayhawks trying to get it out. Loose in the crease, and the net came off. So that's what that stoppage was for.
Amazing help right there from Mitch Miles' defense. Puck was dribbling in, and you're able to hit it right out of there to keep this game still 4-2. The shots are landsliding down OSU's way right now. It's 30-18 favoring OSU. As again, Mitch Miles is playing a great game, just about a bad 25 seconds there in that second period.
So right off the faceoff is a backhand shot by the Cowboys, and there's another stoppage here by Miles.
Get another good save with Mitch Miles, just staying on his toes, being alert, being ready for any puck that could be dribbling, sliding, shooting his way. As he makes another save now. So that's 27 saves on 31 shots.
So the face-off won by Kansas as they got it out of the zone as it was dumped in. No icing as Vitullo got there first. Fandon picking it up as it's going to be Fantoni with it. Fantoni to Van Heerden. Van Heerden to the corner as it's going to be wrapped around the boards. Fantoni to Vitullo. Now Vitullo with it. He'll button hook around in the corner. There's Vitullo. Circles around. He'll get it to Schubert. Schubert through traffic, tipped up front. As there's a nice net front battle by Barker, trying to get it to Vitullo. But it's going to be Salter with it. Salter's headman pass up to Budnick. Had a little too much mustard, so Van Heerden will send it back the other way. As it's going to be poked off by Barker. Barker in the corner with it now. Barker throws it to the far corner. It's going to ride up to Schubert. Schubert to Fantoni. Fantoni trying to throw it over to Gerber. But the Cowboys able to wrap it around the boards. So skating in, a big hit there by Van Heerden, and that's going to get called as there's a reverse hit. A little bit of a revenge. Barker slow to gather himself as it was number 8, Cole Ansell, hitting with his hands up. That's what Oklahoma State has done all night, is they lead with their hands.
And again, as Gabe mentioned, OSU is coming with their hands up about every single time they're attempting to lay a hit. It's very dangerous when you're moving that high speed. As again, it looks like the Jayhawks will be on the penalty kill as the hit was laid there near neutral ice. So this is a big penalty kill for the Jayhawks. Down a man and down 2 goals. With a lot of time left in this third period, but it all starts with this penalty kill. Be able to get a kill and shift momentum. It'll be interesting if they shift up their tactics too, as their last penalty kill was spent mostly in their D zone.
And I do want to correct myself a little bit there. That was Zach Schubert, who was really slow to gather himself. But how Loes Van Heerden is the only player to get to the box makes no sense to me. I mean, I usually don't comment on calls like that, but when there's a player that does a retaliation hit like that, you obviously take both of them. And having broadcasted junior hockey for 3 years before I came out here to KU to start doing club hockey, that gets called every time. So how that gets missed is beyond me.
I definitely agree with you.
17-17 left to go here in period number 3. 4-2, Oklahoma State in the lead. They are on the power play, as it's going to be Jones with it from the blue line. As it's going to be intercepted by Zadakis. A short-handed break as he gets hauled down, and looky there, no call. As the Cowboys have it from back behind their own net. Zadakis slow to gather himself.
Another no call.
As it's going to be James Dunn with it. And then another huge hit back behind the net, as it's going to be Nelson skating it up and out. Nelson with speed. He has Siddons with him. Nelson stops, waits, tries a shot and blocked up front. Now Siddons picking up the rebound. As it's going to be Corrales with it now. The backhand shot up front, turned aside there by Breyer. As it's going to be Siddons with it. Siddons trying to get it out. It's going to be held in by Thompson. Thompson to Corrales. A shot up front, and he scores. So it's going to be 5-2 Oklahoma State with 16-16 left to go in period number 3.
And it's just a shame right there. First off, for no calls going towards the Jayhawks, so we're down a man right there. Again, Zadakis is on the breakaway, clearly gets hauled down, no call. He ends up hitting his hip against the board. He's slow to get up. Tyler Nelson also has a chance, doesn't get anything from there. OSU skates all the way down and brings this game now within a 3-goal advantage for OSU. So again, just very questionable calls from the linesman out there right now.
So finally a call going Kansas way as Medina gets hauled down for a trip. Kansas to the power play, and a great chance for them to climb their way back into this one.
Yeah, Gabe, and it took a literal stick right into the skate for the Jayhawks to finally get a call right there as a trip is called, as Gabe mentioned. So now the Jayhawks do have a chance to bring any sort of momentum back on their side, bring this game back to 2. It's a 2-minute power play that's been buzzing, this first-line power play, and we'll see if that can continue right here.
So the face-off thrown in the corner right away by Siddons, but Oklahoma State will quickly skate it out. So Sean Armstrong into the box for the trip as the Cowboys get a cross-ice pass going, as it's going to be Lambo with it. Lambo lost control, as it's going to be Nelson who's going to turn on the Jets. He'll come in on the left side. And it looks like an offsides will be called. Not sure what all will be called here.
Again, as Brett Siddons immediately went down holding his wrist and then came up yelling at the person that he feels penalized them. Now, I'm not sure if anything's going to be called from that, which is much expected, it seems, unfortunately, in this game. It's still 5-on-4 hockey for another minute 41.
So the face-off won by Kansas, but quickly having to chase back after it is Nelson. Nelson around to do so. Is this going to be Duso getting it up over to Nelson? Nelson gets hauled down, and that's going to get called too. Is this going to be Siddons skating it in? Siddons waits, shoots, and a save made by Levis. So it'll be a 5-on-3 power play for the next minute 17.
Huge opportunity for the Jayhawks right there as Tyler Nelson was brought down another trip. I mean, it's been clear all game. They're finally getting called. So a huge 5-on-3 right here for the Jayhawks for 1:17. And then it will be 43 seconds of 5-on-4 if goals aren't scored in both those times. So again, 5-on-3 for the Jayhawks, down through at 15-28. The Jayhawks needed a chance, and they got one right here. Now let's see if they can capitalize.
So Siddons able to hold the face-off over to Nessa. Nessa safely passed it over to Nelson. Nelson a drop pass to do so, and the power play will get to work. Now do so across to Nelson, waits, backdoor to Siddons. Siddons drawing around. Siddons still with it, back over to Duso. Now Duso from the deep slot, shot through traffic blocker to side there by Levis, and it's going to be Corrales with it. Corrales takes a hit from Duso, but the puck will come down, and it's going to be Zadakis picking it up. Now Zadakis. He's going to come down with speed at center. He'll cut to the right wing. Now Zadakis now getting pushed to the corner. Still with it. It's going to be Nessa helping him out. Over to Nelson. Nelson waiting. Thought about passing it. He's going to dangle it in. It's dropped over to Zadakis. Zadakis, some nice moves. Over to Duso. Shoots. Kicked away off the rebound. Zadakis couldn't connect. But it's going to be over to Nelson. Nelson, a backhand pass to Siddons. A one-time shot. Puck still loose. And Levis will jump back on top for a stoppage here with 14:26 left to go.
And huge opportunities right there for the Jayhawks. A lot of good chances. 5-on-3 is a lot of space for an offense to work, and the Jayhawks using all of it, swinging back from red dot to red dot. Not yet being able to play in with 15 seconds left on this 5-on-3.
So the face-off won over to Gerber. Gerber got it right over to Hearn. Hearn to Roberts. Roberts trying to find it the back door to Gerber. It was loose, and Medina couldn't quite backhand it in. So the Cowboys able to dump it down once more, and they will be one man short. A 5-on-4 power play for Kansas now for the next 40 seconds. As it's going to be skated up by Gerber. Now Gerber, he's going to come in on the left side, and it's going to be offsides.
Okay, that just seems like a late call to me. Immediately the Jayhawks put in their hands there, feeling that they held the blue line right there and that it wasn't outside. And even if it was outside, that was still a very late call, as he's already halfway through the offensive zone right there.
So 14 even left to go. 5-2 still our scores. The face-off was won over to Gerber. Quickly tied up. Lost control as the Cowboys dump it in, and there's 25 seconds left of the Kansas power play. As it's Gerber. Cross-ice pass. As it's over to Nelson now. Nelson saucered it back to Gerber. Gerber backhand pass to Vitullo. Vitullo dropped it back over to Nelson. Nelson walking in. As he's going to shoot it just high. As it's going to be over to Vitullo. Jack Gerber slowly gathering himself. As it's going to be Roberts getting it back up to Medina. Medina got it back over to Nelson. Nelson still with it. Nelson moving in, poked off the puck there. As it's going to be up to Medina. Now Medina walking in, trying to shot short side, battling for the rebound. Cross check from behind. But a whistle will be blown here.
Now I understand that he's just jamming at the puck right there, but the puck was still in play, it was still in air. I mean, the goalie didn't have it, and the linesman called it dead right there. I mean, the Jayhawks aren't challenging that, but from right here, we're right next to it. I mean, that puck is definitely alive right there, but the Cowboys do kill both the 5-on-3 and 5-on-4, so we're back to 5-on-5 hockey with 13:16 left in this third period.
So Siddons won the face-off, back to Nessa. Nessa rips one through the point, and it's going to be sent out by the Cowboys, but it looks like it'll go all the way back down for an icing. So an icing called with 13:05 left to go. The shots are 32-20 in favor of Oklahoma State, but Kansas is starting to look a little bit more awake since that penalty kill they were on.
Yeah, the shots were very close in the first period, and then OSU seemed to create some balance right there as they're leading by 12, as Gabe mentioned.
So holding the line was Nessa off the boards, gets it to Siddons, and it's going to be sent to the corner where it's going to be Jones on it. Now Jones met by Duso, as it's going to be backhanded out, but held in by Nessa at the point. Shot just sailing high and wide. As it's going to be Jones getting it out again, but Siddons able to poke it away. A great job battling it there, as it was Brett Siddons held it in as much as he could, but instead it's going to be Salter with it. A shot blocked up front off the rebound, turned aside by Miles, and the Jayhawks able to skate it out. As it's going to be Siddons with it. He'll come in at center. He'll move to the left side before dropping it back over to Duso. Duso to Siddons, dropped it back to Nelson. Couldn't connect there. And a little ill-advised play allows the Jayhawks to regain some possession. Now Nelson playing it back behind the net. Nelson still with it, trying to cut it to Siddons at center ice, and the Cowboys able to dump it out. Miles comes out to play it, settles it down for Schubert. Good to see him back out there. So Schubert tried to pass it up over to Duso. Is this going to be thrown back the other way? Van Heerden now from behind his own net. He'll skate it up as he's going to try to play it off the boards. He got it out, but the Cowboys get it right back in. Is in the corner is going to be Van Heerden with it. Van Heerden lost control. It's going to be turned aside, shot up front, sent wide, puck still loose. As it's going to be the Cowboys still maintaining possession. Sent to the point, blocked up front. It's going to be a foot race for the puck. As it's going to be Barker in the clear, shooting one off the post. As it's going to be Armstrong backhitting it out of the zone. So Van Heerden with it. Van Heerden trying to pass it off the boards up to Barker. As it's going to be Clevenger with it. Clevenger pressured off, forced a pass over to Dunn. Dunn dumped it in. As it's going to be sent around now. Barker picking it back up. Barker try to find it to Vantoni. Vantoni couldn't quite catch it, so it's going to be Dunn with it again. Dunn dumps it in. Miles left it for Roberts. Roberts wrapped it around, trying to find it over to Hearn, but it's going to be Fantoni with it now. Fantoni back to Roberts. Roberts off the boards, up to Gerber. Gerber try to get it out, but the Cowboys dump it right back in. 10:30 left to go, 5-2 still our score. As it's going to be skated out of the zone by Hearn, across over to Gerber. Now Gerber on the right wing, and another offsides called.
The Jayhawks are a little bit out of sorts right now as Griffin Barker had a 1-0 breakaway and it clanks right off the post. Sometimes when it's your day, it's your day. When it's not, it's your non. For right now, those two, it's their day as of right now. But there's still plenty of time left. Early in this game, the Cowboys scored 3 goals in about 25 seconds. The Jayhawks have 10 minutes and 24 seconds to try to score 3. It's very possible for this fast-moving offense.
So the face-off won by Oklahoma State, and they are offsides this time. So that stoppage coming with 10:15 left to go.
Yeah, another face-off will come in for neutral ice as the offside is called, and shots are still 32-20, the exact same. Gabe talked about it minutes ago.
As it's Juan back over to Roberts, who dumped it into the zone. Is this going to be Lambo with it? Poked off the puck there by Medina. Medina laying the body there. As it's thrown to the corner. Hearn, the headman, up to Lance Medina. Now it's going to be Medina. Skates it in. And that's going to be interference right there. As it's going to be Zadakis trying to pick up the puck there. And Jones wanting an explanation.
Penalty will be called right there as Lance Medina was squished between 2 defenders right there, and the linesman immediately put his hands up. He saw it the entire way as Lance Medina looked directly up at the linesman after looking up after being hit. So again, the Jayhawks are on the power play with the chance to make this a 5-3 game. This power play has been deadly, and that first game was amazing. And today it does have a goal. It does have a power play goal in this game, so it'll be interesting to see if they can produce something.
So Siddons tossed the face off up over to Nessa, but it's going to be Corrales with it, but it's going to be taken away by the Jayhawks. As it's going to be Duso with it. Duso dropped it back to Zadakis. Zadakis chopped it up to the slot, and the Cowboys able to clear it out. So Miles settled it down for Tyler Nelson. Nelson again, the junior transfer from Waldorf College. Already has a goal today. You see, looks to get the Jayhawks going as they look to climb back into this game. So Siddons, an ill-advised pass over to Corrales. Corrales waltzing it in. He's going to be hauled off the puck there by Zadakis. Helping Zadakis out with that battle is going to be Duso. So Duso up over to Nelson. Nelson trying to drop it back over to Nessa. As it's going to be Nessa. Back to Nelson. Nelson. A no-look backhand pass over to Caleb Duso. Duso back to Nelson. Nelson's going to try to walk it in, get a one-time pass over to Gerber. Couldn't quite get the shot off, so the Cowboys will skate it back out. But Nelson's going to get it right back, and an offsides will be called. And he's not happy about that one.
Very close right there, Gabe. It looks like, it's a little hard from this angle, but it looks like it might have just squeaked over the blue line. But still 45 seconds left in this power play. The unfortunate part about an offside like that is that faceoff comes in neutralized, so the Jayhawks will have to first win the faceoff and then regain their offensive zone. But again, 45 seconds left in this power play. That's so far been stifled.
So the faceoff is won by the Cowboys as they try to wrap it around. And Cowboys will send it back out once more. As it's going to be Hearn picking it up from behind his own net as it was left for Gerber. Now Gerber through center. He'll cut to the right wing. Ford getting pressured off the puck. Gerber wraps it back around to Nelson. Nelson across to Roberts. Back to Nelson. He's going to walk it in. Nelson shooting one through traffic, blocked up front. It's still loose. Levis with it. Now Vitullo on the rebound. Vitullo, the transfer from Westchester, up to Gerber off the post, and the net comes off. And Gerber trying to say that it was a goal, but the referee is going to say that the net was off.
And it's just unfortunate right there as they're trying to figure this out. The shot rang right off the post, and then the goal comes out of this range again for the third time. And nights like these, you just need those to go in, and they're just not going the Jayhawks' way right now. Is that just demoralizing moment in this third period?
So 7:49 left to go. 5-2 still our score in favor of Oklahoma State. As the face-off thrown back behind the net, it's going to be McLean picking it up. Now McLean, he'll button hook around. As he tries to get a backhand pass going. Gerber broke it up. Now it's going to be Nelson trying to toe drag move. He's going to be poked off by Corrales. As the Cowboys loft it up and out. It's going to be Roberts who picks it up for Kansas. Ill-advised pass, but Hearn able to get it away. Turnover up front, shot and save made by Miles. Puck still loose as the puck will go to the corner. As the Jayhawks able to clear it out. As it looks like it goes up into the bench, and we get another stoppage here.
Even with things not going the Jayhawks' way, there's still a chance. There's still 7-10 left in this game. And again, we've seen this offense put up numbers already so far in the season. There's still definitely a chance this offense can produce 3 goals. I fully believe so. I believe we're faster than this OSU defense, and we can just get behind them. We have a chance in this game. 7-10 is a lifetime out there.
And it looks like a timeout called, assuming it's by Andy McConnell, as he looks to rally his troops, get some energy in them.
And also this is a moment to shout out all the parents, as it's Parents Weekend here in Lawrence, Kansas. So shout out to all the parents watching at home and the parents in attendance. You guys are the reason we're all here, so thank you.
As hopefully the hockey club can get the family weekend celebration started early with the comeback here, as they do have 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to do that. Right off the face-off. It looks like it was won by Oklahoma State, and a shot blockered away by Miles, thrown to the corner, as it's going to be Siddons laying the body there in the corner. It's Zadakis going to help him out, as they were able to free the puck up as it's sent around. Getting hauled down was number 10, Luke Nessa. That gets called, so another Jayhawk power play.
Another chance for the Jayhawks, another chance again this game. OSU's finally getting called for all their penalties, and this is our chance. The Jayhawks wanted a chance. They're getting it right here. This is their 4th power play of this third period, and this is their chance to make it a 2-goal game. It's currently 5-2 with 6:48 left. like I've said over and over, there's time, especially if you can get a goal quick here in this power play.
So Oklahoma State still trying to choose their lineup last minute. Dunn a little too worried about the camera over here.
Yeah.
As the face-off won by Kansas. Back to Nelson. Across to Duso. Now Duso through traffic. Tipped up front by Zadakis, and off the rebound it's going to be Nessa with it. Now Nessa over to Nelson. Back to Nessa, who finds it to Duso. So Nelson to Duso again. Duso, fan on the pass, as it's going to be sent out there by Corrales. Now Duso getting pressured heavily before it wears off. So Duso, headman pass up to Tyler Nelson. Now Nelson on the right side for getting hit off the puck there in the corner. Going to the corner to help him out was Siddons, lost his stick, but able to poke it over to Zadakis. Now Zadakis dropping it back as it's sent over to Nelson again. Nelson waiting. Duso shooting. Tipped up front. It's loose. And on the back door, Siddons couldn't quite connect. Up front, one-time shot by Nelson. Puck still loose in the corner. As it's going to be Nelson trying to get it out. As it's going to be sent all the way back down to Miles. Miles, the headman pass up to Siddons. Now Siddons. He's going to jet through center at the right side. Dodging a hit there from Lambo to Nessa. Nessa pressured in the corner. As it's going to be held in by Hearn. Now Hearn to Siddons. Siddons up front to Nessa. Fanning on the shot there. But it's going to be held in. Getting hauled down there was Nelson. And that's going to get called. And it looks like it'll be number 21.
The Juggs will have a 5-on-3 man advantage once again. This time only for 22 seconds. And then 2 minutes. Well, then a minute and 38 seconds of 5-on-4. So again, it's another opportunity for the Juggs. Their second 5-on-3 of the game, even though this one's only for 22 seconds, it still counts. There's a few good chances right there, passes that just slip through, mistakes. A lot of good looks right there. There's still hope, there's still chance, they're still alive.
So Kansas looking for a pulse here. As the face-off, Juan over to Gerber. Gerber in the corner, getting pressured heavily. Has Medina come in to help him out. Medina to Nelson. Nelson across to Roberts. Roberts waiting, shooting off the stick of Levis. And Medina with it in the corner. Now Medina waiting. He'll drop it back over to Nelson. The Cowboys one man short. Over to Roberts, shooting one. Levis making the save. As it's going to be thrown to the corner. As it's going to be Ansel. He gets knocked down, and a penalty will be called on Medina.
I don't know, Gabe. I mean, listen, I know he got taken down, but I saw it the whole way, and his skate just came out from under him. That's all it was. We've had multiple instances this entire game where calls should have gone our way, and they haven't. So it's just a little bit frustrating. I have to imagine it's the same for the Jayhawks on the ice.
So 4:36 left to go. 5-2 the score. And a 5-minute major on Lance Medina. So he is done for the game, barring a comeback from the Jayhawks.
What I felt like wasn't even a penalty is calling for a 5-minute major. I'm not sure what to make of it.
So it's going to be Van Heerden. The headman pass up over to Siddons. Siddons cuts through one man, and it's going to be taken away by Jones. Dropping it back over to McLean. McLean, he'll pass it up to Corrales. Corrales lost control. It's going to be taken by Siddons. Siddons curls it back. Across over to Schubert. Schubert moving it in. Now Siddons to Corrales. A shot and a glove save made by Miles with 3:58.
Great glove save there by Mitch Miles. Mitch Miles is still doing his thing, still making saves. He's faced a magnitude of shots. He's faced 33 shots, excuse me. made most of the saves. Just not the night right now for the Jayhawks with 3:58 left in this third period. Now what's big though in these weekend series when you're playing the same team is building off of the first game, still ending with momentum going to tomorrow. Because it's less than a 24-hour turnaround. They'll be playing 2:30 tomorrow. So it's just building momentum going to that next game. Every play's still huge at the end of this 5-2 game.
So the face-off won by Kansas as it's going to be sent up over to Nelson. Nelson moving in, a nice move. Up to Nelson. It's loose in the crease and a stop made by Levis.
Good play right there by Tyler Nelson as the OSU goalie just lays flat on top of it, hoping that the puck is under him, and it was. It's a good save right there by the OSU goalies. He's being tested in this third period. A little bit slow to get up, but he says he's okay, and a face-off will happen in the O-zone for KU.
So Zadakis off the face-off, has it in the corner. As he tried to center it, no one was there. As it's going to be Owen with it now on the right side. Pressured off the puck there by Hearn. It's going to be picked up by Van Heerden. Van Heerden. As that's going to go up into the netting, and thank goodness that is there. That would have came right to us.
I think I would have lost my partner if there was no netting above us. Holy smokes, I jumped out of the way. Thank goodness netting's a thing. I would have been doing play-by-play, golly.
3:24 left to go. Face-off, won by Kansas, but quickly taken away by the Cowboys as it's going to be Owen with it. Owen shooting one, and another save made by Miles.
So one thing I really noticed in this early season for Mitch Moss is he's only his second start, as he got the game 1 start and then game 2, Andrew Gray started. But what I've noticed so far is he's been amazing with his glove. He's been stopping everything. His glove side has been absolutely amazing these first 2 starts for him. So it'll be interesting to see that as the season progresses.
So the puck's in out of the zone. Cowboys back on it and back to full strength. So they are on the power play for the rest of the game. As it's going to be Dewey with it. Up over to Owen. Owen moving in, trying to shot. Turned aside there. Around the boards. The Jayhawks try to clear it out, but it's going to be held in. Dropping it back is Dewey. Dewey fakes it, passes it. Cross over to Gilstrip, but the Jayhawks have it again. Trying to get it out of the zone with Siddons. He's able to dodge one hit. He got it over to Dusso. Now Dusso, short-handed, shot, shoots, he scores! Caleb Dusso, a short-handed goal, cuts the lead down to 2.
What a goal right there by Caleb Dusso. As it's now 5-3, and that's a short-handed goal for the captain. As the rest of this third period, we will be short-handed due to the 5-minute major. It's 2:53 in the penalty, only 2:28 left on the clock. So amazing shot right there by the captain, Caleb Dusso. That's the second shot near the blue line. It's being this goalie. Maybe that's the trick. Just absolutely snipe it from the blue line. There's still time to come back in this game, but the problem is it's 5-on-4 favoring OSU.
So Zadakis with it now, right off the face, off a bounce pass off the boards, trying to get it over to Nelson. So Nelson getting double teamed in the corner. He's going to come out with the puck. Now Nelson waiting, a one-time shot by Roberts, sent wide. And it's going to be picked up there by Thompson. Now pressured by Zadakis. They'll get it over to Caldwell. Caldwell's headman pass connects there. And Zadakis providing some great pressure, forces the puck over there. Now it's going to be Zadakis with it. He's going to cut to the left side before he's shaking off the puck there. And it's going to be taken away by Lambo. Now Lambo on the left side. He's just going to skate it into the zone. Lambo toe drags around one man, gets knocked down off the puck. And it's going to be sent up in the neutral zone. Tipped into the zone by Nelson. Nelson battling, trying to find the puck. And a nice net front battle there. Goes up to Hearn. His shot turned aside by Levis. And it's going to be picked up there by Jones. And now Jones from back behind his own net over to Caldwell. Gets knocked down by Dusso, but the puck ends up going back to Jones. Jones shoots, blocked up front as the Jayhawks trying to fight it out. It's going to be poked away there, getting hauled down, no call, but Siddons with it. Across over to Hearn. Now Hearn with it. Up front to Duso, tipped it. Just sailing high, and it's going to be Siddons laying the body there. 58 seconds left to go as it's going to be skated in by Kuhn. Kuhn tried a shot, and that sailed high. Off the rebound, the Jayhawks able to get it out as it's going to be Duso getting it up over to Siddons. Now Siddons, he'll go in on the right side. Short side, try to backhand it over to Duso. Just a little too much mustard on that one as Corrales tries to get it out. He's going to get knocked down from behind, and that is a great call by the referee. As it's a shot up front, saved by Miles, and it'll be 5-on-3 for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and I've been noticing too over here in the booth, just looking at the OSU goalie because we're right next to him. I'm almost 150% sure that he's dealing with some type of injury. He has been favoring one side, and he's been holding onto the post, only putting pressure on one leg, I've noticed. So just something to keep an eye on, even though there is still only 31 seconds. Another penalty is called that Gabe mentioned. So for the Jacks to come back and win this game, it would be a miracle, but you never know. It's still about just getting momentum, doing anything you can. So we'll see how the last 31 seconds go.
31.3 seconds left to go. The Jayhawks need 2. As the faceoff is won by Oklahoma State. They have it from the point as they'll just cycle the puck around. It's Dewey with a shot through traffic. Miles jumping on top of it. Puck still loose as there's about 15 seconds left to go. Shot, and they score, and that's the nail in the coffin tonight as Oklahoma State had Kansas' number all night as they regain the 3-goal lead with 15.1 seconds left to go.
Yeah, just another goal right there by OSU. There's really nothing you could do about that. It looked like a backhand that just squirted in. So, as Gabe mentioned, it is now 6-3 with 15.1 seconds to go in this game. As the Jogs now look to shift focus to tomorrow's 2:30 game.
So the face-off won back over to Breyer. He will just dump that one in as it's going to be played behind the net for Levis. As it's going to be Norman passing it to Spinelli. As that'll do all the time we have here for game one. Again, Oklahoma State winning this one 6-3. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 2:30 p.m. for Game 2 of the weekend series.